Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yep, so if you look at temperatures across the state, it's pretty clear that a frontal boundary is sinking southward. It's basically right over us at this hour, and it continues to gradually sink its way southward. 74 in Tampa, 73 in Orlando. Back behind the front, 66 in Tallahassee, 60 Panama City, 63 in Pensacola. That cooler, drier air will gradually infiltrate into our area during the next couple of hours, I think, and our temperatures will probably be maxing out in the next 2 hours, 3 hours, and then we'll start to see those temperatures begin to fall a little bit. 76 degrees in Wauchula, 79 in Arcadia, 78 in Mayaca, 77 in Parrish, 77 in Northport, and Venice coming in at 74, Bradenton coming in at 78. Currently, we have a temperature of 76 at the airport, and the winds have now shifted at the airport to the north-northwest. And it's a signal that we are in that transition zone of a frontal boundary passage. And with those winds having shifted, we'll start to see this value, dew point number, begin to plummet, fall. Though it already has actually started to fall a little bit. It was at 71 this morning, so we've lost almost 10 degrees in just a few hours, and that is due to that wind shift. Winds have shifted most everywhere across the Suncoast right now, a little less defined the further south you head. That's why I say that zone is basically right over us now. But all of these winds in the southern parts of the viewing area will be shifting within the next hour or so. So front number one on its way through, rain showers coming to an end. Front number two in the panhandle now, sinking southward, reinforcing this air. And then we wait for front number three, still back to the west. That one is going to be significant. It has a low pressure area that'll probably dump a ton of snow back in the high elevations of the west, and then eject out into Gulf of Mexico coming through Texas, form an additional low pressure area and move through here over the weekend. We'll talk about that in a second. Showers in today, some afternoon clearing a little bit, and then that cooling trend will begin. But if you look at the general motion of these clouds from west to east, there's no southward plummet with either of these two fronts. So we're not getting a real cold surge of air, a cold blast of air with either of these two fronts moving through over the next 24 hours. Get a little high cloudiness, but really that's about all we're going to see. A few scattered showers around. There's the final line of showers now moving through Arcadia in a very ragged fashion, a little sprinkles. That's about it. The whole thing heading south and falling apart as it does so. The next front located to the north is really going to be moving into some drier air, so it's not going to produce much in the way of rainfall, just a little cloud cover as it moves through, and then we'll wait for what's producing all of this snowfall back to the west. In fact, some pretty decent snowfall accumulations over the next 24 hours around the Denver area as the winds go upslope in the Rockies there. You probably see is maybe some 2-foot snowfalls at higher elevations. Pretty impressive. And the cold air continues to sink south. I think by the time we hit the weekend, that secondary cold surge will bring us some temperatures that'll be, well, for some folks, really chilly. We'll be talking about that in the next half hour. Northwest wind coming in at 10 knots, and overnight tonight kind of lightening up just a little bit. The forecast for the next couple of days calls for about average temperatures, and then Friday into Saturday, the next front, the stronger front comes through, and our daytime high on Sunday struggles to hit 60. And with that breezy wind, it'll feel a little raw to some folks, Scott.